Hello and welcome to Adventure Planet, where today I have driven up to Tamworth here in Staffordshire in the UK to come to Drayton Manor Park. Now, it's the first time I've been here for the 2022 season, so looking forward to seeing what kind of changes have been made around the park. For those that don't know, Drayton Manor here was actually built all the way back in 1950 and was actually owned and run by a family, the Bryan family, all the way up until just recently actually in 2020 when it was brought out by the Looping Group. Now, the Looping Group actually own parks across the UK like West Midlands Safari Park and Pleasurewood Hills, but they do also own parks across all of Europe as well. Now, with that purchase, we do have a new logo for the park. We've got a new name. It's now Drayton Manor Resort, not Drayton Manor Theme Park, and also a new direction for the park as well, which we'll be kind of going into a little bit more detail a little bit later on. Now, the park's about 113 acres in size, so fairly sizable. There's also an on-site zoo here, which is about 15 acres in size. We also have a 4-star hotel and plenty of camping and caravanning options if you do plan on staying overnight and perhaps doing a 2-dayer at the park. Park hours today, 10:30 until 4:30, so we've only got 6 hours of operations today. Drayton Manor, because obviously it is owned by the Looping Group, it's not a Merlin-owned park, the opening hours are quite different to things like Alton Towers and Thorpe Park. Drayton Manor is actually closed from October all the way through till March, and also the opening hours never get earlier than 10:30, and it's never open any later than 5:30. So do check the website to make sure of the opening times, and also it's not actually open every single day between April and September, so do check the website before you head on down here. Now, there's 2 reasons that I've come down here today. The first reason, very sad reason obviously, is the Intamin Drop Tower Apocalypse has been confirmed that it's closing at the end of this season and is then subsequently going to be removed from the park. So I want to get a couple of rides in on that. Secondly, obviously, like I say, it's my first visit here for the 2022 season. So we have the whole new area, Vikings, to take a look at with all those new Zamperla rides, and of course the re-themed Buffalo Coaster, which is now at Jormungandr. So I'm going to get myself into the park here. Let's start off by heading to Adventure Cove, maybe grab a ride on Maelstrom or something, and yeah, let's see what's changed in the park for the 2022 season. Let's go. Welcome to Drayton Manor. And here we are at Drayton Manor. Now, I've got to be honest, it is an off-peak weekday today. It is actually a Wednesday, but wow, this is just look how dead this is here. Now, this was expected. Like I say, it is an off-peak weekday, and the schools and colleges, universities, etc. are in full session. So this is kind of how Drayton Manor is on off-peak weekdays. So if you do want to come down, take the day off work, day off school, not that I'm, advocating that you do that, of course, but if you do want to come down and get in on some rides, yeah, off-peak weekdays, absolutely perfect. Look at this. Oh yes, do love a bit of Maelstrom. Now, of course, in terms of layout, Drayton Manor is actually pretty straightforward. As you come into the entrance here, you have this main thoroughfare, if you like, that goes straight down here. Off to the right here, we have Adventure Cove. Just opposite that, to the left here, we have Thomasland. If you head straight down this path a little bit further, you'll get to the new Vikings area, which is to your right, and then opposite that is the zoo, and then right at the very top you have Apocalypse. I'm going to head into Adventure Cove though. A little look at Maelstrom here. Now, Adventure Cove was actually the new area for last year. This opened here in 2021. You have Maelstrom and Shockwave over the back there. Both had a little bit of a repaint just to kind of integrate it into this new area. And yeah, both still looking pretty fresh. I'm going to make this my first ride of the day here. Just make sure I don't get run over by the Drayton Manor train. That wouldn't be a good start to the day. What a great ride Maelstrom is. Still a fantastic gyro swing that, from Intamin, opened back in 2002 here in the park. Actually sits on the old site of the balloon race from Zamperla. I don't know if anyone can remember as far back as the early 2000s when that used to be here. Still pretty forceful gyro swing that. Obviously it's not quite on the same level as something like Loki in Liseberg, Sweden. Obviously it's nowhere close to that. But it's still, considering it's 20 years old now, still kind of holds its intensity, and it's still a really fun ride. Good ride to jump on first, actually, on quiet days like this. It was a walk on, literally get straight on, couple of people on there, boom, you're off. I've actually just gone and had a second ride on there as well now, and I'll grab a last ride at the end of the day as well. Great ride. Yeah, Adventure Cove still looking really fresh a year later. Obviously we got the wave swinger here, little zero wave swinger. This was actually the brand new ride here for Adventure Cove back in 2021. And then we have this little park thing here. I think this is called Tidal Towers or something like that. It's a little fun thing for the kids. This actual entire area here, these two rides actually sit on the site of what used to be an old Maurer coaster called G-Force. Now, G-Force opened here in the park in 2005 and ran all the way through to 2018 before being SB&O for a season and then being removed in 2020 to make way for this area. That's all completely gone now. The station building used to be over here. That's all completely gone. And apparently, as of right now, G-Force is actually sat in storage in the Netherlands. Now, G-Force was actually a really unique coaster. There was some great unique elements to that coaster, including a bent Cuban 8 inversion and an inverting lift hill. It actually also was the debut of Maurer's new X-Car trains. Now, unfortunately, it closed mainly due to reliability issues, but also it did kind of give a fairly uncomfortable ride. I rode it a number of times whilst it was here, and the restraints did prove somewhat troublesome. You could have a fairly comfortable ride, but then there's a 50% chance of you having a pretty nasty ride where the restraints almost cut you in half. So I believe that was the reason it kind of went in the end. It never really garnered much favour with park goers or critics alike, which is a real shame because, like I say, it was quite a unique ride. And yeah, as of now, like I say, it remains sat in storage in the Netherlands. I doubt very much that it'll go anywhere else. It probably will end up getting scrapped, which is a real shame. And if you want to see some historical footage of G-Force, it was actually one of the very first videos I posted to my TikTok channel, _AdventurePlanet. If you're not following already on TikTok and want to check that out. It's pretty poor footage. I think it was, I recorded it back in 2009, I think. I believe it's been recorded by like an iPhone 3GS or something, so it's not great footage, but it does give you an idea of what the bent Cuban 8 and the inverted lift hill actually look like. But yeah, I'm really liking how quiet it is today. Plenty of time to get on rides, even though it's 6 hours of operations only. Nice little photo opportunity there with the giant deck chair there. We've got the Zamperla Air Race here. That was kind of themed into this area back in 2021 as well. I believe this replaced Black Revolver. I don't know if anyone can remember that far back. I think that was a waltzer ride, I believe. Can't remember if it was actually in this position in the park. I don't believe it was. I think it was somewhere else, but this actually replaced it back then and was then moved here to kind of be incorporated into Adventure Cove last year. Got Shockwave going across the back there, the Intamin stand-up coaster. And we've got some funky fries here as well. A little bit early for any kind of food yet though. Yeah, we'll take a little walk down here. Got some toilets over the back there. And Shockwave, still looking good. Still looking pretty fresh. Of course, like I say, the station building in the back here was all kind of re-themed as part of Adventure Cove's integration back in 2021. Stormforce 10 over the back there. Yeah, Adventure Cove last year, it was really well done. It's really well themed, nice bright colours. Really does look good. Now obviously in Adventure Cove, like I say, you have the brand new ride that was added, which was the Zero Wave Swinger over the back there. Shockwave and Maelstrom was also kind of re-themed, give it a fresh lick of paint to kind of integrate it into this area as well. But the ride that kind of underwent the biggest change was this ride behind me here. Now it was known as Splash Canyon. This is the Intamin Rapids, which had a name change to simply the River Rapids, but the entire ride was completely redone. Brand new effects, brand new theming throughout the entire layout of the ride, all around the troughs, all brand new theming. Brand new Intamin boats were also brought in for this ride as well. It was completely redone. The boats actually are the same boats that I used in Infinity Falls in SeaWorld in Orlando, Florida. Check out that vlog if you haven't already. Unfortunately, Infinity Falls was actually closed when I went a couple of months ago, which was a bit of a shame. This ride is open here today though. It's still early, but the weather's great today. We're looking at about 25, 26 degrees and nice and sunny as well today here in the UK. So I'm going to hop on. It's not much of a soaker, this one. 4, 5 out of 10 maybe in terms of how wet you get. No queue though, it's a walk on. What's there to discuss? Let's get on River Rapids. I gotta say, I know this ride's a walk-on, but this queue line, I'm gonna get dizzy in a moment. This is the tightest cattle pen I've ever seen. We'll get there eventually. Hold on. Just got off my ride of the River Rapids then, and yeah, honestly, I rode this going back several years now when it was Splash Canyon, and it was looking a little bit tired back then, you know. Now with all that new re-theming that they've done, the new effects that have been added, and of course, like I say, the Intamin boats themselves, it really does ride a lot better and looks fantastic as well. Still really fresh after a year, and look at this, not even wet, not even a spray. Not too bad at all, although I was there on my own with just one other person, so the boats weren't very heavy, which probably contributed to the lack of any significant splashes. Of course, you know, my Adventure Planet top here, look at that. a little bit of advertising for you. They're not available yet, but they should be soon via Redbubble. Not even got it wet. Brilliant. But yeah, there we go, and some perfect interaction with Shockwave as well on this ride. Really, really good. Really, really good. Beautiful. Shockwave unfortunately has just gone down, which is a little bit of a shame, a little bit sad to see. Hopefully not for too long. Hopefully that'll be back up in a couple of moments, because that is going to be my next ride for today. Let's go. Oh, look at this. Beautiful. The theming and the colors in Adventure Cove around Shockwave and the River Rapids really is great. Looks fantastic. Now, in terms of Shockwave, I'd like to kind of just talk a little bit about this, because I've got to be honest, I do have my concerns over this ride. Obviously, it was built here by Intamin, opened back in 1994, and it is, as it stands, the UK's only stand-up roller coaster. But like I say, 1994 does mean that it's approaching 30 years old, which is a little bit of a shame. Now, Drayton Manor at some point are going to have to make a decision, much like they did with Apocalypse, as to whether they're going to spend the money on actually maintaining this ride, perhaps giving it a re-track, freshening it up, making it run a little bit smoother, or are they going to take the decision to remove it? Now, if I have to be honest, the way that Drayton Manor are taking this new direction, I am concerned about how long Shockwave is actually going to remain here at the park. Obviously, you've got to think, you've got things like G-Force has now been removed, Pandemonium has now been removed, Apocalypse is getting removed at the end of this season. Now, I would like to think that Drayton Manor would obviously see the uniqueness of this ride. It is the UK's only stand-up coaster, and actually the only stand-up coaster in the world that features a zero-G loop here. So you would like to think that Drayton Manor would keep hold of this and spend the money on maintaining it. Like I say, it has kind of been, you know, all re-themed only last year to integrate in with Adventure Cove. So I would like to see them keep hold of this and realise the value of this park. I mean, it still looks fantastic. But I do have my concerns. Like I say, I'm not quite sure what the looping group are planning with this ride, but it would be a real shame to see it go. Hopefully hopefully not, but as my advice, I would say if you've not ridden this ride yet, come down to Drayton Manor either this season or next season, get some rides in. If you have ridden it and you love it, get down and get some rides in, because I do have a bad feeling that this may not be around for too much longer. We'll see, only time will tell. And Storm Force 10 here. The log flume opened here back in 1999. Again, another one of those rides that was rethemed as part of Adventure Cove here. I keep wanting to call it Discovery Cove, but no, that's 4,500 miles away. Yeah, 3 drops on this ride, one of them backwards. Pretty quiet on the water rides this morning, which is not unexpected considering how quiet the park is. But I suspect they will get pretty busy later on when the temps start rocketing up.
Alright, first job is to have photos. In the passport office over there. Give us a
Yeah, you've just seen we're now in Thomas Land here, just opposite Adventure Cove, and this is more of an area, of course, for the children and kids. They may still be watching Thomas. I don't even know if it's still on TV. I'm assuming it's still pretty popular. This entire area is only about 3 acres, so it's not exactly huge. And most of the flat rides here are from Zamperla and kind of, you know, have that under that 1 meter height restriction for the kids. All really good though, all really positive around here. There is a little coaster here as well from Gerstlauer, Troublesome Trucks Runaway roller coaster over the back there. Again, just a junior coaster from Gerstlauer. Nothing too special, but you know, a cred's a cred, of course, as I always say. We'll get on there at some point. Yeah, really nice area around here. And if you're like me, who's a little bit older, there is actually an exhibit here, an exhibition center, if you like, of sorts, that actually opened back in 2008, and it actually contains the original models used in the first 12 series of Thomas the Tank Engine. You know, those old ones that were narrated by Ringo Starr. Grew up on those ones as a kid. Yeah, they actually have the original models here, which we'll take a look at a little bit later on. Sodor Airport at the back there, which is a little bit of an eatery. And Toby's Tram Express over the back here. Looks like my kind of ride. I might get on that myself. Yeah, it's a really nice area. Like I say, it's only about 3 acres, so it's not very big. But if you've got some little ones, it'll take you a while to get across all the flat rides here. Blue Mountain engines over the back there. Now, of course, years ago, this used to be Robinson's Land before it became Thomas Land. And it was actually based on the soft drink here in the UK. There's only one ride that actually remains here from when it was Robinson's Land. I believe it was called Veteran Cars back then. And I believe now it's called Sodor's Classic Cars, which we'll have a look at as well. This is kind of the area that's a little bit busier than the main park. Take a look at some of the prices here. Not too bad actually, £3 for the Oreo ice cream there. Some Roundtree's lollies here as well, £2. This is a Nui for £3, not too bad either. Might grab me some ice cream a little bit later on if it gets especially hot. Like I say, we're expecting kind of 26 degrees here today, so gonna be nice and warm. Yeah, you can get yourself a breakfast here, available until 11:30 a.m. Toast and jam, tea cakes, pancakes. Yeah, Drayton Manor really is a nice looking park, and when it's empty like this, you can really take the time to appreciate it all. A little bit of footage there then from the Stormforce 10 shop there. It was actually one of the gondolas from the old chairlift ride that they used to have here at Drayton Manor. It was removed in 2017, and it used to start from the entrance of the park and go right along here all the way to the exit. It was a very small gondola, so you could only fit 2 adults in them, but it was a great little ride. You used to come from the entrance down to the exit and then back again, and I used to get plenty of rides on that when it used to be here. It was a little funky to ride, not the smoothest of chairlifts, but it offered a pretty good view of the park, and it was nice to just kind of get on and relax and just kind of look down on everybody. Yeah, big old lake up the back there. And then we get our first sight of the newly rethemed Buffalo Coaster, now called Jormungandr, and nicely integrated into the new Vikings area that we're going to explore shortly. I just made my way to the rear of the park here, down towards Flying Dutchman and what is now known as Accelerator. This is a Vekoma boomerang that's been here since 2011. It was originally called Ben 10 Ultimate Mission and was themed on the cartoon of the same name. It was actually a sponsorship from Cartoon Network, and this all used to be themed around that cartoon. 2016 the sponsorship ran out, and they obviously had to retheme this as something else and rename it, so it became Accelerator. Good little ride though. No inversions or anything you know, too intense. Little Vekoma boomerang, a couple of tight twists and turns around this building, up the top there, and then back around. And right towards the end of the park then we have Drunken Barrels. Little Intamin ride here, which actually replaced what used to be called Cyclone here, which was a Huss Enterprise. Now Cyclone actually is now at Thorpe Park under the name Zodiac. This actually replaced that, and of course, as we know from when we visited Thorpe Park earlier this year, that ride seems to be struggling a little bit at Thorpe Park now as well, so it may not be long until that ride is scrapped completely. But this is where it used to stand, and I've always liked this building here. It looks really good. And here we are then at what is probably going to be the saddest part of the vlog. We're here at Apocalypse, saying goodbye to it, going to get my last few rides on this before, of course, it closes at the end of this season and is subsequently removed for bigger and better things, hopefully, in maybe the 2023-2024 season. Now, of course, Apocalypse here, Intamin Drop Tower, 177 feet in height, has been here since the year 2000. Now, initially it opened with 4 towers, 2 of them stand up, 2 of them sit down. Now, it actually opened as the world's first stand-up drop tower back in 2000. It held that record for 5 years until Hurricane Condor opened at Portaventura in Spain in 2005. A little bit later on, they had a stand-up floorless tower that was added to this, dubbed the 5th element. Now, unfortunately, Apocalypse, it has suffered from lots of mechanical issues over the past few years. Even today, it's actually only running the sit-down portion of the tower. The towers for stand-up and stand-up floorless are closed, and it is looking pretty tired, sad to say. Obviously, they've not been spending the money on maintaining this ride, knowing that, of course, it was going to be leaving at the end of this season. And it's a real shame, because this is a ride that really is kind of a staple of Drayton Manor, obviously, along with Shockwave. It's something that you see as soon as you enter into the park. You see the tower, and it does look quite intimidating, and it is a pretty great ride. These Intamin drop towers are pretty intense. Do I think this is going to go to another park? No, I don't think any park is going to want to spend the money to maintain this, which is a shame, because I actually personally think that this would actually look really good at Alton Towers X sector. But of course, with the height restrictions at Alton Towers, it would require them to build a pretty substantial pit for the ride to go in to kind of keep it on that same height as Oblivion. Alton Towers are not going to want to spend the money to do that, as well as maintain this ride. I mean, it's an old ride. It's you know, 2000, we're 2022, it's 22 years old. I think it's had its time, as sad as it is. But of course, like I say, with every negative, there is a positive, and hopefully we'll take a little bit of a look around the area here once I've had a last couple of rides on Apocalypse to wish it well before, of course, it's gonna be scrapped, let's be honest. Great ride though, really great ride, and I will miss this on the skyline as you come in to Drayton Manor when it's gone. Real shame. Just had my ride on Apocalypse then, got a couple of rides in there. I'll do another couple a little bit later on as well. But yeah, what a great ride, really still nice and forceful. But like I say, the interior inside here is looking really, really tired now. Just had a word with the guy actually in there about the stand-up towers and the stand-up floorless towers. And he confirmed that, you know, it is all just to do with pure reliability and the fact that it's got a lot of mileage now, this ride. So for safety reasons, safety first, obviously, they have closed those towers, which is unfortunate, but the sit down is still really good. Again, you know, if you've not ridden Apocalypse yet, or you want to get your last few rides in it, make sure you do it this season, because of course, 30th of September will be the last time that you can actually ride this Intamin drop tower. What a shame. However, looking at this actual site around here though, if you take a look at Apocalypse, it is quite a large footprint. Obviously, you know, this section out the back here, this extended queue line here, you've got the shop here as well, the tower itself, and then of course in this area as well, you still have the remnants of what was the Fabry inverter swing right here, Pandemonium. Actually, the shelter and that is still here, the cattle pen queue line. You got the entrance and some theming remnants still left over the back there. You also have this area here, a lot of greenery and stuff at the back here, and over the back here you've got some toilets which could actually be relocated, and a lot of green space, a lot of dead space at the back here. Now, I don't know if Drayton Manor will plan on keeping this area, but of course if all this was to be flattened once Apocalypse is removed, it would give ample space for a 4th themed area here at Drayton Manor. Of course, we have Thomasland, we have Adventure Cove, we have Vikings. Is there going to be a new 4th themed area in this kind of section? Maybe not, maybe it's not quite big enough. It's definitely big enough to fit another good couple of rides here. What they plan to do, only the Drayton Manor guys know, but planning is definitely underway for something, because of course these markers on the floor are literally everywhere in this area, all around by Pandemonium and Accelerator, all down here around by Apocalypse. They're actually everywhere, all up that path here and all along the back path as well. So there's definitely something in the planning stages here. Only the Drayton Manor guys know, but looking forward to seeing what happens here in the future. Is it going to be another area, another themed area? Not sure. Not sure. The new direction that the park is going in, possibly if it's big enough, but otherwise I think we're just going to see a couple of more family rides here. But yeah, look, these markers are everywhere on these paths here, so definitely something in the planning stages here. Looking forward to find out just what that is. And just on the other side of Apocalypse here, you have Pandemonium in the background, and here you have Test Track, which is actually a little paid-for ride, these little motorbike kind of things that go around this track here. This could obviously be removed as well, or relocated somewhere else in the park to free up this space as well. So yeah, you would definitely have quite a substantial area once all this has been flattened. It'd be interesting to see what they do. Oh, and here we are then, the newest part of Drayton Manor, the area known as Vikings. And I gotta say, this is the first time I've stepped foot in this area, and wow, the theming is fantastic. Really, really good. Like these banners here and all the shields everywhere, and this fresh smell of wood as well, which is great. All the flooring nicely done here. Of course, this area was actually built from the ground up. I remember years ago when I used to bring a packed lunch here to the park, this used to all be grass with a couple of sort of old pathways that used to run through. And I used to sit here and have my lunch and watch the buffalo coast around the back there, and of course look out towards the lake and all that kind of stuff. This is really weird to see all this here. Of course, most of the flat rides here, you've got the nebulas here from Zamperla, and you've also got the Zamperla Disco over here. That is, of course, Thor, and this is Loki. And then, of course, we have the rethemed Buffalo Coaster just over here, which is now Jormungandr. A little bit of some subtle changes to the station building across the top here as well. And still planning for future fun here as well, probably a bit of theming going in there as well. And there goes Jormungandr. Yeah, not a Buffalo Coaster anymore. The Buffalo has gone, and the trains have been rethemed to fit in to this new Vikings area. Fantastic. Love the new sign for Jormungandr there as well. That's really nice. Great views while Apocalypse is still here as well of this area. Yeah, look at all these shields and stuff down here. This is great. Yeah, really nice. Nice planting going on here as well. Obviously these will grow up over the years and really kind of make this area. Oh, it's fantastic. I'm so pleased as well that it's a quiet day today. It means I can actually get on all of these rides and experience them firsthand. Yeah, Thor looking good there. See, a lot of these trees here, initially looking at this, it looks a little, what do I want to say, lacking in theming maybe, but I'm assuming that once these trees obviously will grow over the years, and will, you know, they'll obviously kind of overtake probably the height of Thor here, and maybe that will cover up the lack of theming kind of on the ends here. Obviously you've got to think of Chessington Cobra, Zamperla Disco there. You have the big cobras on the end here on either side, whereas this seems to be lacking a little bit of that. But obviously surrounding this right here, look at all this landscaping here. Over the years this will obviously all grow, and I'm sure this area will look a lot better. And the Zamperla Nebula's there. First of its type in this country. Love this ride. I could watch one of these all day. You know, it reminds me of? It reminds me of those, you know, those stress relief videos that you can watch on, you know, various social media outlets. Kind of reminds me of that, you know, the way they swing and just miss each other and it turns around. Very satisfying to watch that. Oh yeah, this is great. The other ride we have here is just over the back, Sleipnir, based on Odin's 8-legged horse. Little pony track ride from Metalbow Emmeline, I believe. If I'm not mistaken, someone will probably correct me if I'm wrong there. Love that sign as well. Love the purples and blues there. Yeah, really nice. Oh, the smell of fresh wood here is great. And of course, you've got a new eatery over the back there. That is Valhalla. Jacket potatoes, chicken wings, bit of pulled pork there as well. Ice cream, hot dogs. Oh, sorry, hot drinks. No hot dogs. The rollover hot dogs are back round the on the main thoroughfare of the park. Yeah, it's Sleipnir there. Nobody riding it at the moment though. That's the only problem with days where it's really, really quiet, is it's hard to get rides in action, which is a real shame. But yeah, this is just a simple pony track ride. Goes around the outskirts, wraps around there, and then kind of comes around to the entrance here. A little bit of a story to this ride as well, I believe, as you're going around. It's all kind of focused on this big tree in the middle here, the Tree of Life. And again, seems to like it's possibly lacking a little bit of theming, this ride. You've got some boxes and barrels in the center there from what I can see. Probably could have been, you know, maybe done with a little bit more, but again, you know, you have to think that that's something that can be easily added in the future. And again, this kind of rocky area in the back here will probably house lots of trees and other plantations and stuff as the time goes on. Just give you an idea of the prices of the ice creams and lollies here as well. Same as the others. £3 for your Oreo, $2.30 for a Smarties pop up there. And of course, you've got some shelter over the back here to eat your food at lunchtime. You also get reusable cups here, £7.50, which also includes unlimited drink refills, which is nice. Yeah, this is really nice. I think this is a place where, you know, in a few years' time, like I say, once all this has really kind of had a chance to grow, this will look really good. You also have another entrance to the park here, just off this way, which we'll go out and have a look at now. If you're staying at the hotel, which is just kind of in this direction here, this is actually the entrance that you'll use to come into the park. So you'll actually come in to the Vikings area. Yeah, love all this. Love these banners and stuff. This is great. Fantastic. So yeah, just out of the other entrance now, and as you can see, this is the exit to the park here, and the main road that comes around here that goes into the main entrance of the park. You've got some bars and function rooms and the hotel down this way, but this is obviously the second entrance of the park here, where we can get a look at that new Drayton Manor logo. Now, just for reference, let me show you this back here. This is the old logo of the park. Drayton Manor theme park there. This was the old logo here. You had Shockwave there, going through its inversion, Drayton Manor theme park, nice bold colours there. Now, I'm not going to say that I hate this new logo. It's different. Maybe it'll grow on me. As you can see here, this is the new logo for Drayton Manor Resort. Now, I like the font. Don't get me wrong, I like the font. I think, you know, it does the job, but I do feel it's just a little bit bland, and I'm not quite sure I understand this this symbol here and the stars. Not too sure. I mean, if you look at the logo in color, they've actually kept, you know, the original colors of the theme park are all still there and kind of stuff. And the official blurb from the park is that this is supposed to show activity and motion. I'm not quite seeing it myself. It's a little uninspiring, if I'm honest, but you know, it's okay. I don't hate it. I'm kind of 50-50. I do prefer the old logo though. I feel like it needs something like a ride or something there. You know, again, brings up the worries for Shockwave that they've removed it from the logo as well. You know, things like that just get you kind of get you thinking a little bit. I don't know. Like I say, I don't hate it. I'm kind of on the fence. It is a little bit uninspiring, a little bit bland, and maybe dare I say it, a little bit boring. But, you know, what do you think? Do you like this logo? Is the old one better? I don't know. I rated a 5 out of 10. Anyway, let's head back in. It's time to get on some rides in the Vikings area. Loving the sign for Thor as well here. Always prefer the Zamperla discos that have this hump in the middle. Always makes the ride that much better. Let's have a little look underneath here. More shields across the back there, really nice. Of course you get to see Jormungandr here. Circles around the lake. No change to the layout on that coaster. Just the name and just the trains. Here he comes. Looks very weird not seeing the buffalo head on that anymore. And yeah, we got the entrance to Thor just up here. And just on your right side here, if you come towards the entrance of Thor, we've got a new little jetty area here. Now this would be quite nice to bring your food from maybe Valhalla and sit out here, and great views of Shockwave and stuff over here in the background. Stormforce 10. Oh yeah, this is really good. A little quieter as well, out of the way of the Vikings audio. Just about hear it in the background, but it's kind of low enough that you can sit here, enjoy your meal, and have a chat with whoever it is that you've decided to come to the park with. And then of course you can sit in the corner here, an even better view of Jormungandr coming around here. Oh, really impressed with this area. This is yeah, this is really nice. Great views. Really nice. Talking of food though, it is 12:30 now, so I might actually head to Valhalla, grab myself some food and maybe set up camp here. Might have a quick go on Thor first though. Why not? It's a walk on, so let's do it. Just got off my ride then, off of Loki and Thor, done both of them, and yeah, pretty much as you'd expect. Zamperla Disco with Thor kind of rides pretty much exactly the same as Cobra at Chessington, and then of course the Zamperla Nebula's there with Loki. Great ride, not intense at all, it's just kind of a really relaxing ride. I just love the way that it actually looks as it operates, and those near misses as you're coming over the top and then kind of underneath as well. A little bit of airtime on there actually, but nothing too intense. Obviously now you've got Sleipnir is now going behind me here as well. I've got a couple of people back on there now. This little area here that I thought was going to be just a little bit of extra theming here, actually behind this fence, actually is just them finishing off the flooring here in the Vikings area. Apparently that was an area that wasn't quite finished, so they're just laying a few more of these stones here. After those two rides though, I am going to head over to Valhalla now and grab myself some lunch and probably eat it over on the jetty. Let my lunch go down a little bit, and then I'll probably get him back on Apocalypse for a few more rides as well. Also still need to ride Jormungandr, I haven't quite done that yet. We'll get on that straight after my lunch. Let's go grab something to eat. So just settling down now for a little bit of lunch here, and I decided to go for the pulled pork and coleslaw bap. And I gotta say, it's gonna be a messy one. Gone for a coleslaw and pulled pork bap with a Diet Coke. £9.90 this was. But the pulled pork is literally swimming in the bottom of this box here. I don't think I'm even going to be able to pick this up. Oh wow, that is a slippery burger. Oh my god, I'm going to need more serviettes. That is ridiculous. Look at that. How are you supposed to eat this? Still, I've got to say, it's tasty. Yeah, the pulled pork's really good. Really, really good, actually. In fairness to the guy serving, I did ask him to put a little bit of an extra helping of pulled pork. I wasn't quite expecting it to be like this, though. Oh, yeah. Certainly nothing wrong with how it tastes, though. Just a little bit messy on the on the hands. Anyway, once I've had this little bit of lunch, I'm going to head back round, do a couple more rides on Apocalypse, and of course get back round onto Shockwave, which is now operating again, which is great to see. So far so good though here at Drayton Manor. Like I say, it's a nice quiet day. There's been no queue times at all for the rides, literal jump-ons every single ride. Really impressed with the Vikings area so far. Really well themed, really well maintained. I know I get it's only opened, a couple of months ago, but really well themed area. That really enjoying it. The rides were great. Going to get myself on Jormungandr as well after this, just to see how that rides, because as the Buffalo coaster, it was a little tired. I can remember certainly if you had heavy rain or something and the track was wet, I remember the ride did kind of struggle in certain areas in that layout. So it'll be interesting to see how that kind of works later on with Jormungandr. We shall see. But after this lunch, gonna head on that and I'll let you know what I think. And then we'll get a few more rides in on Apocalypse. Let's do it. Just got off my ride then from Jormungandr, and yeah, I'm not sure if that ride was given any kind of TLC during its transition from the Buffalo coaster to Jormungandr, but it does seem to be riding a lot better. Obviously that ride's been there since 1987, so it's almost as old as I am. Oh, he's in there all on his own. It's a bit of a shame. Oh. That's one depressed looking meerkat. I do love a meerkat though. Would love to have one as a pet. Looks like he's the only one in there though. Oh no, there's another one over the back there. There we go, he has got a friend. That's good to see. Alright, let's take a little further on a look down into the zoo. It's actually a really nice zoo, this here in Drayton Manor. It's about 15 acres in size. Houses well over 100 species of animals here. And I can remember thinking last time I came down here that it was actually in need of a bit of TLC, a little bit of maintenance. But it actually seems now much better than it was last season. Got some monkeys in the back there, sitting there. All right, mate. Playing with the old white bucket there. Rhesus macaques. There we go. Yeah, they got some pretty large enclosures here, which is good to see. Lots of stuff for them to do. Got some Colombian spider monkeys there. Yeah, like I say, this is a really nice zoo and a nice area to kind of chill and relax a little bit, take a bit of downtime once you've kind of gone through the main theme park, or perhaps sort of around lunchtime, just come here, see a few of the animals, take a seat or something before heading back into the main theme park. Just having a look around some of the parrots around here, some parrots and cockatoos. I have just unfortunately been told by one of the staff members here that the Thomas exhibit is actually closed today, which is kind of unfortunate. So I'm not going to be able to show you those original models from the original TV series, but this is how you actually access that building. It's actually a fair way away from Thomas Land. You actually access it by coming into the zoo. Now it is a fair walk, but you can get the train down there as well if you want to. Now, one thing I would like to see here at Drayton Manor, along with obviously slightly longer opening times would be nice, would be to see some more events here at the park, you know, something like Mardi Gras or Oktoberfest, something like what the Merlin parks do, like at Alton Towers and Chessington and things like that. It would be nice to see a little bit more live entertainment around the park. Now, I know obviously today is a quiet day anyway, it's off-peak, and I expected that, but there are quite a few dead areas in the park when you kind of get away from that audio that's kind of down by the main entrance, which would be nice to see. Just something, you know, kind of along the lines of Mardi Gras or Oktoberfest or something like that would be really nice to see here. And like I say, just a little bit longer on the opening times. I mean, even summer holidays, the park opens at 10:30 and closes at 5 o'clock, even throughout July and August, which is crazy. I mean, you know, maybe that'll change in the future. I don't know. I'm not sure. I've not heard anything, but it really would. It would be great to see slightly longer opening hours and some live entertainment. I think that would be really good for this park. So just had a couple of rides on Accelerator and also the Flying Dutchman there just at the entrance to the zoo. I figured I've come back up this way, so I'm going to head back into the haunting now. It's now open. And hello? You're right in there? Someone's trapped in there, I think. So yeah, this is a Vekoma Madhouse. Opened here in the park back in 1996. Now, unfortunately, as this bit of signage here clearly states, operates with groups of guests on a 15-minute cycle. So you just kind of hang around here, waiting to be collected. Of course, I'm here completely on my own. Not sure if I'm going to be able to actually do this on my own. I'm not going to waste too much time here if they do tell me I have to wait for other people to turn up, because I could be waiting for quite a while. But I'll give it a few minutes, and then seeing as the Thomas exhibit was closed, I think I will head back down towards Adventure Cove after this, get my ride in on Shockwave, the wave swinger, and maybe even have another ride on the rapids, who knows. It's pretty humid here today actually, so I think a bit of a water ride could be a good idea. Right after the haunting. Yeah, like I say, the storyline for this was actually updated a little bit back in 2016, just to make it a little more modern, without spoiling too much for you. It's, like I say, it is a Vekoma Madhouse, you know what to expect. Good theming around here though. Just had a quick ride on Sleipnir then, just to see what it was like after the recommendation of Jay at Drunken Barrels. And I gotta say, I think he was having me on. There's nothing out of the ordinary about that ride whatsoever. What was surprising though, and I didn't actually realize, is there is actually onboard audio on each of the horses, telling the story of basically, you know, the tree of life and Odin's horse and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, it's nothing out of the ordinary pony track ride. Fun little ride for the kids, but yeah, nothing that I would queue for longer than 5 minutes for, unfortunately. I'm not quite sure what, I think Jay was having me on. I got people, I'm 39 years old, I got people looking at me going, what the hell's he doing on that ride on his own? Still, it's a lot of fun. Hey, who cares, right, at the end of the day. Anyway, finally now I'm going to go and do a couple more rides on Apocalypse, then head back over to Adventure Cove. We're coming towards the end of the day now, actually. We only have 1 hour left of park operations. It's 3:30, so we're getting close to the end of the day now. A few more rides on Apocalypse, head on over to Adventure Cove, get some rides in on Shockwave and some of the rides around there, maybe another ride on Maelstrom, and then we'll be wrapping up the vlog. So let's get this last hour done. Let's head to Apocalypse. And I just thought, for historical reasons, I'd get a bit of footage of the queue line of Apocalypse here. This will be the last ride, because it's doubtful that I will be able to get back to Drayton Manor before the 22 season is out. So this will be it for me and Apocalypse. But yeah, it is looking pretty tired, and as you can see here, the towers that are currently closed. So I think it has had its time, as sad as it is. Let's get on. And there we go then, that's my last pretty emotional ride on Apocalypse there, the Intamin Drop Tower here at Drayton Manor. Very sad, and you know what, I really hope that they give it a decent send-off come September, you know, the end of the season, and people start, you know, getting on there for their very last rides, you know, maybe the day of it closing or something like that, that they do kind of just give it a proper send-off. Maybe, I don't know, I don't know how they would do it, but just something a little bit special, you know, not just a case of, you know, giving someone their last ride and then closing the gates for the final time. It deserves a little bit more than that, I think. Anyway, I am back down here at Adventure Cove here, just having a look to see if Shockwave is actually operating. It looks to be. Gonna get the last few rides around this area then before wrapping up today's vlog. Let's head on over to Shockwave. Oh, what a ride. I really hope this ride is safe. And that's going to wrap up my vlog here from Drayton Manor. It's, what can I say? It's been a fantastic day today. Really enjoyed my time here. It's been really, really quiet. Every single ride has been a walk-on, which has been absolutely fantastic. The new Vikings area, simply superb, really well themed. Really looking forward to seeing how that kind of flourishes in the years to come once the trees start growing and the plantation becomes a little thicker and all that kind of stuff. Looking forward to seeing that. Obviously Apocalypse, I get my personal goodbye to that today. That was very sad. It seems very strange that next time I come here, that will not be seen in the skyline. Shockwave just about to come behind me here. Oh, what a beast. What a beast. Just got a couple of rides in on that. And yes, I'll be honest, it is pretty, it's not what I would call a comfortable ride. It is a little bit rough these days. I don't know if you can hear on the off-ride footage as well that I just filmed, it is sounding pretty rattly from off-ride as well. And there is obviously the argument that maybe stand-up coasters aren't all that popular anymore. That's you know, it's an argument that holds some weight. Will Drayton Manor take that into consideration and remove the ride? Who knows? I personally hope that they spend the maintenance on this, get it nice and maintained, give it a retrack if it needs it, maybe some new trains, I don't know, and keep it here in the park. I think it deserves to. With Apocalypse going, this remains the staple of the park basically, and it has been since 1994, and I hope that it continues to stay here. I really do. Otherwise, it's been a great day. Operations at the park, hard to tell today because it's been so empty. With the exception of Loki, I would say the operations on that were pretty slow. On the Nebulas anyway, because of the type of ride it is hard to get a good throughput on that anyway. However, today it was particularly slow. I think it could probably do with an extra member of staff on that ride, just to kind of speed things up a little bit. And like I say, today was a very quiet day. You know, on a busier day, like on a weekend or in the middle of the holidays, I wouldn't like to think how bad Loki's queue might get if the operations were as slow as they were today. Otherwise though, yeah, lots of rides today. Rode Accelerator a number of times, Apocalypse a number of times, Shockwave a number of times. We've done the Rapids, we've done the Wave Swinger, we've done Maelstrom. The only thing that was closed today really was the exhibition for Thomas and Friends, which is a little bit disappointing. It's always good to see the official models from the early TV series, but it is what it is. The zoo was pretty quiet today in terms of animals not actually being in their enclosures. There weren't too many animals there to see, which was a little bit of a shame. But otherwise, it's been a great day here today at the park. Great food from Valhalla in Vikings, that was really tasty. Usual theme park prices, I guess, for that as well. Like I say, I just wish that Drayton Manor kind of extends their opening times a little bit, just a little bit. It'd be nice to sort of, you know, maybe get a 6 o'clock finish one day, kind of in the summer at least. You know, that would be really nice. £28 I paid for my park ticket today, along with £6 to park the car. And like I said at the beginning of this vlog, it's always worth checking their website just to make sure that the park is actually open and to get those opening times as well. And like I said, I would like to see in the future Drayton Manor perhaps putting on the odd event or two, like perhaps a Mardi Gras, or perhaps a, I don't know, something maybe, I know obviously it's closed over the Christmas period, but maybe like an Oktoberfest, maybe in September or something like that, just to give a little bit of a spark to the park, I guess. But that's it. I'm going to get one last ride on Maelstrom, I think, before I head out of the park today. The next vlog coming up will be in just over a week's time, where I am going to be at Breen Leisure Park, just over kind of near Weston-super-Mare here on the west coast of the UK. Should be able to get some on-ride footage for you there as well, because it is just a little amusement park. Plenty of rides there though, so I'm looking forward to getting down there and getting some footage for you there. The following weekend I will be at Legoland Windsor. Again, lots to see and do there, so expect a full park vlog from there. And then the second week of July, I will be heading back to my favourite park here in the UK, which is Alton Towers. Looking forward to getting down there for their 2022 season for the first time, having a look at what's changed around that park. For now though, from me, Angel Lawson, Adventure Planet, and here at Drayton Manor, I want to thank you so much for watching, and as always, happy riding everybody.